Hello everyone, welcome to the session on Introduction to JavaScript. If you want to create and build dynamic and interactive user-friendly websites, JavaScript is the programming language you should study and learn. So let's get started. By end of this video, you will be familiarized with the basics of JavaScript, the client-side scripting, where JavaScript is used in client-side as well as how it is run, the concept of event-driven programming, the advantages and disadvantages of using JavaScript. You will be familiarized with the syntax of JavaScript variables and functions. Also, you will be introduced to the JavaScript HTML DOM. When we talk about the client-side scripting is a process in which the code along with the HTML web page is sent to the client by the server. Here, the code refers to the script. It simply means running the scripts such as JavaScript on the client device, which is usually within a browser. And all kinds of scripts can run on the client side if they are written in JavaScript, as JavaScript is universally supported. The client-side scripts are commonly used when we want to validate data before sending it to the web server, adjusting the interface in response to user feedback, and for implementing other advanced features. Now, why do we use client-side scripting? The first reason is the usability. We can modify a page without having to post back to the server, that is a faster UI. Efficiency, it can make small quick changes to page without waiting for the server. Event-driven, it can respond to user actions like clicks and key presses very efficiently. It is lightweight, relatively easy to implement, and it is quite easy to learn and use and requires minimum programming knowledge or experience. Now coming to the question, what is JavaScript? It is a lightweight programming which is a scripting language and is used in the World Wide Web to add client-side interactively to web pages. It was first included in Netscape 2 in the year 1995. It is a web standard but not supported identically by all the browsers and is not related to Java other than by name and some syntactic similarities. So here it reacts to events, which means it gets information about a user's computer and perform calculations. If we talk about where JavaScript is used, JavaScript allows users to interact with the web pages. There are almost no limits to the things that you can do with JavaScript on a web page, like showing or hiding more information with the click of a button, changing the color of a button when the mouse hovers over it, carousel sliders, zooming in, zooming out of images, and so on. With JavaScript's extensive collection of frameworks, developers can efficiently build apps for mobile and web. JavaScript is frequently used to create the in-browser games. There are hundreds of JavaScript game engines that provide frameworks for building games like Angry Birds, 2048, and many more. It is also used in the real-time networking apps as well as the command line tools. Now, where does JavaScript run? JavaScript was originally designed to run only in the browsers. So every browser has what we call a JavaScript engine which can execute JavaScript code. For example, the JavaScript engine in Firefox and Chrome are SpiderMonkey and V8 respectively, but in 2009, a developer named Ryan Dial took the open source JavaScript engine in the Chrome and embedded it into a C++ program, and he called that program as a Node. Node is a C++ program that includes Google's V8 JavaScript engine, and now with this we can run JavaScript code outside of the browser too. Therefore, we can pass a JavaScript code to Node for execution, which means with JavaScript you can build backend for a mobile or a web application. Now we can say JavaScript runs both inside a browser and in the Node, as browsers and Node provides a runtime environment for both JavaScript code. And how do you link to a JavaScript file? In our HTML, JavaScripts must be inserted between the script tag. So the lines between script tags is the place where we put our JavaScript code. The browser will interpret the code as JavaScript, and we used to have the type as text or JavaScript in the script tag. However, it is no longer required since JavaScript is the default scripting language in HTML5. The other features are it is stored in the separate .js file, and the JS code, that is the JavaScript code, can be placed directly in the HTML file's body or head like we insert a CSS. Then talking about the concept of event-driven programming, every time you interact with the web page through its user interface, an event occurs. When you click a button, a click event is triggered. When you press a key down event, a key down event is triggered. So here the first user interacts with the page, an event occurs which have associated functions that when triggered are executed. So after this event occurs, the associated function with this event gets triggered, a piece of JS code runs in response, and they are executed to make a change to the user interface in some way. And you can see the page's appearance is modified or updated in some way as a result. When we look at the advantages and disadvantages of using JavaScript, we've come across the first one, which is it runs fast. Most of the JavaScript task runs without contacting to the server, therefore it is pretty much fast. Then platform independent, it is quick and easy to learn. Increased interactivity, as we can create interfaces that reacts on the user interactions. It has richer interfaces as JavaScript include items like drag and drop components, sliders to give a rich interface kind of experience. Then in the disadvantages we have it runs on a single thread, means there's no multi-threading or multi-processing capabilities. JavaScript does not allow the reading or writing of files, and this has been kept for security reason. It is also not used for networking applications as there is no such support available. Coming to the where JavaScript is placed, we have already discussed it. In HTML, it must be inserted between the script tags, either in head or body tag. So here you can see, you can insert your JavaScript code here. If externally you have to add, then you can also insert it using this line, script source, and you can create a file with your file name .js. When we talk about the syntax of JavaScript variables, the first one is floating, string, numeric and boolean variables. This is the format, how we write. Then we have one statement, many variables, last name, X, job. These are the different variables in one statement. Then this is one undefined value, as we have only declared it and not defined it. Then here we have arrays in square brackets. In this object, the properties of JavaScript are presented in key value pair. And for single line comments, this is used, and for multi-line comments, this is used. Variables are declared using the var keyword. And when we talk about the syntax of functions and events in JavaScript, we have function keyword. So here, if you look, function name, and these are the parameters, code to be executed, and then there is a return function. Functions can be accessed by their names like function name. Functions can be called any event occur, like on-click event of button. In events, single statement can also be executed without calling the function, and this is how we do it. Lastly, when we talk about the JavaScript HTML DOM, with the HTML DOM, JavaScript can access and change all the elements of an HTML document. So when the web page is loaded, browser will create a document object model as shown on the screen. So this is the document, its root element is HTML. It has elements like head and body. The element head itself has a title element. The body has an element called anchor tag. The title has a text my title, and this has an attribute hReference, and it also has a text my link. This is how the document object model of the page gets created. Now coming to the just a minute slide, we have few questions on the basics of JavaScript. Let's try answering them. The first one is, which of the following is correct about the features of JavaScript? And the correct answer is option C, both of the above, which is JavaScript is complementary to and integrated with HTML. It is open and cross-platform. Second question is, JavaScript is a dashed language. And the correct answer is option B. It is an object-based language. And that's it for this video. Stay tuned for further videos on JavaScript basics. Thank you.